Good morning, fellow debt slayers. Today we're going to talk about cell phone bills and how to save money. Again, good morning, fellow debt slayers. My name is Stephen Gallagher and I am a personal debt coach. I've been trained and certified by the Dave Ramsey Solution Group, and my personal mission is to help people like you make sense of your debt habits, how to write a written plan to pay off your debts, and then teach you how to stay debt-free in the future. My company is called Debt Free Results, and our website is www.debtfreeresults.com. So please take a minute and follow us and like us on this site below. And if you know of somebody who is in need of help to address debt or have bills that are just outstanding, please forward them this link and this video, because I will be more than happy to help them out any way that I can. It really is a personal mission of mine to be able to help people get out of debt. Personally, I've been out of debt since 2017 when I worked with a debt-free coach, and that person was able to show me and my wife how to address debt. And it really is a mindset as to how you address debt. And instead of having your debt manage you, it's time that you took time for you to manage your debt. In other words, manage your money instead of your money managing you. So, with no further ado, I wanted to talk about a session that I had with some clients last week. And I had asked them ahead of time if I could use our session in this video, and they said yes. If this can help other people learn what they learned in our session, they wanted me to be able to use this information and teach other people the way I taught them. So their names are Roy and Laura, and I want to thank you guys very much for letting me use your session last week, your session as a training session in this video. Very quickly, they're in the mid-30s. They both work. They have a six-figure income, and they have they've got a lot of debt. They have 3 kids, and we're going to talk about our session now. Before our meeting, Laura reached out to me and said that they don't know where their money's going. And this isn't unparticular to me, because a lot of people who have debt really have no idea where that's going. So what I had asked them to do before we met was to bring one of their bills with them, and we were going to sit down and analyze that bill. But when they showed up for our session, Roy looked me in the eyes and he was very apprehensive about coming to the meeting. He didn't think that I was going to bring any value to them, and he had actually said that to me. So let's just jump in and I'll talk to you about what we discussed. So, like I said, they have 3 kids. 2 kids were going into 8th grade, and one of the kids was going into 10th grade. And so, like I said, I had asked them to bring one bill with them. And when we met, Laura said that they pay their bills online. So she brought her iPad with her, and I had asked her to bring their cell phone bill up on her iPad. But prior to them doing that, I had asked them what their bill was, what their cell phone bill was. And they both looked at each other and said between $550 and $600. And so, she brought up the bill, and also a little background. They had decided in July, so 3 months ago, that everyone in the family prior to school were going to get new cell phones. So the 3 kids and Laura and Roy all got Google, the Pixel 9 cell phones. So I was a little surprised at that, but I didn't say anything to them. So she brought up the bill, and again, they thought their bill was between $550 and $600. Well, when we brought up their August bill, it was actually $650, and that didn't include taxes or fees. So it was closer to $700, which that just shocked them. And so we sat down and we went through the bill line item by line item. And so when I looked at the bill very quickly, I had asked them who approved the extras, if you will, that were on the bill, and they both looked at each other and said, we didn't authorize the new extras, and I'm going to go through those in a second. So that started off with a red flag on in my book. So the first one was a security fee, and that line item was an additional on top of their regular phone bill, $125 a month, and it was $25 per phone. So everything that whoever their sales rep was, they added these to all 5 phones. And again, neither Laura or Roy at that time they didn't have a clue that these charges were added to their bill. The second bill or line item was for cell phone glass replacement, and that fee was $10 a month per phone, or $50 a month total. The third fee was a $75 a month fee, and again, this was for all 5 phones, and it was a phone replacement fee, so that was $75. And the last one, which really floored them, was their games. The kids just went out online because their friends, I think, showed them how to do this, and they were downloading games. So they had 3 games at $3.99, so that was $12 a month. They had 3 games at $5.99, and so that was $18 a month. And then they had 2 games at $7.99 or $16 for a monthly total of $46 that they had no clue about, and that was unauthorized purchases of games. And if you really think about it, if we didn't have this meeting, and if we didn't analyze the phone bill, they would have been charged that $46 going on, and who knows how many other games the kids would have downloaded in the future. So at this point, I stopped the meeting and we analyzed the bill. And so I always look at these bills at an annual number, and then we break it down. So $650 a month totals $7,800 a year. So $7,800 as of right now with no additional games. That doesn't include taxes or fees. That is $7,800 a year that they were going to be paying for. That security fee that they had on there, that was an additional, if you take that $7,800, of that $7,800, that security fee, which they had no idea what it was for, was, if you take the 125 and times that by 12, that's $1,500 a year. If you take the glass replacement fee of $50 a month, that's $600 a year. And the $46 in games was $552 a year. So what we did was we took that, and the last one was, it was a $75 a month phone replacement fee. And so I asked them, if they wanted to, number one, did they authorize those, and they hadn't, and whether we wanted to look at taking those out. What they had decided was they wanted to keep 3 of those replacement fees on the bill and take Laura and Roy off the bill because they don't lose their phones. So that was a savings of $30 on their phone bill. So with that, if you take the $650 and subtract out the $125, the $46 for games, the $50 for the glass replacement, and then the $30, which was Roy and Laura's replacement fee, I was able to show them a savings from the $650, and we were able to, within that 1 hour, bring their cell phone bill down to $399. That doesn't include taxes, and that does not include taxes or fees. But that is a 39% savings that we were able to analyze and find in their bill. I could have saved them more if they wanted to take the 3 kids off of that phone replacement, and that would have brought their cell phone bill down to $354 a month, not including taxes or fees. But they were comfortable with the $399. So to say the least, at this point in the meeting, they were very shocked at the expenditures. They had no idea that the kids were charging games to their phones. And like I said, they have 3 kids. I had asked them if the kids had full access to the cell phones, and they again looked at each other and were very surprised because neither one of them had a clue what I was talking about. They do now, but at that point they didn't. So they had just pretty much, they'd given the kids their new phones unlocked. So therefore there was no lockdown, there was no parental guidance in reference to sites that they could go to and games that they could download. So in that 1 hour, I was able to find them a savings of $3,012. That also doesn't include the new tax or the new fees that they would be aligned with. So that number will be higher. At the end of the session, their homework, because you have to have homework after every session, is they were going home and they were going to talk to their kids about the phone and what was going to happen at the end of our meeting. So they were going to delete all the applications or the games that the kids had on their phones. They were also going to learn how to lock down the kids' phones so they don't have access to just charging games to their cell phones. And then they were also going to get in touch with the sales representative at the phone store that they bought the phones at, and talk to them about the line item bills that charges, I should say, that were on their phone that they had not approved at all, and they were going to have those taken off. I suggested to them that they push hard in reference to getting a rebate or a refund on those, and have those extras taken off of their bill. So it was one of those where their eyes were wide open, and that is an issue with online bills. A lot of people, and it's the companies do this because they say, do you want to save the planet and do your bills online? Well, yes, I am all for saving the planet, but where these companies get the consumer to do online billing, not everyone, but a majority of people don't look at their bills. They just see the line item in their email. They know that the money is being taken out of their account that day. They never analyze the bills to see where the difference is in what they're being charged. Whereas in having a hard paper bill, you can actually look at it and see, what is being added up, and what the bottom line is. And then you write your check and put it in the mail. So they receive the money later, whereas in online process, they receive their money sooner. And then you have to go back after the fact with these discrepancies and fight the company after the fact, after they've taken the money out of your account. So at the end of the session, Roy stood up and he looked me in the eye and he said this was worth my time, and that he was very glad that we had met. He said, quote unquote, "You opened my eyes a lot." And I smiled to him and I said, it was my pleasure, because it is. I like to be able to teach people how to save money. And if I can do that with one Roy's of the day, then that's my mission. And then I laughed at him and I said, well, in our next meeting, we were going to go over their cable and internet bill. And they both laughed as they were getting ready to leave. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, again, my company name is Debt Free Results. Please follow us and like us on this site below. If you know somebody who is in need of help and are having issues with debt, or having issues with trying to address their bills, whether it is a son, daughter, friend, neighbor, someone who's just getting out of college and has college tuition bills, if people have medical bills or whatever the bills are, but they just have nowhere to go in reference to help. Please feel free to have them look at this video, invite them to our website at www.debtfreeresults.com, and I will be more than happy to help them out any way I can. Stay focused on what you're doing. It's one of those things that if you don't focus and take your debt journey one step at a time, And if you miss a day, or you skip, or you fall off the debt-free wagon, it's okay. You can get right back on. Everybody should know that getting out of debt isn't easy, and if it were, then everyone would do it. But it's not. And so I've been there. I've done that. My job is to help people learn how to get out of debt, and it's my mission to help people get out of debt. So you can do this. I know you can. I've seen it done many times before. You can't, remember this, you can't change your past, but you can change your future starting today. And that's my, that's my gift to you. God bless. Have a great day. And we look forward to speaking with you soon. And again, stay focused on your debt-free journey.